Welcome in Noonvale 12. Welcome in Taking.
Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come here, Maple. Good girl. Okay. Turn this on. Whoops. Hi, Ghost. Totally not currently.
Welcome in Totally.
Baby talking our new puppy right now. Oh my gosh. You got the puppy? Oh my gosh. You better play with that puppy non-stop, because it's gonna want to. It looks just like Rudy. Ready for trouble. Congrats on the new puppy. That's exciting. Okay. So, initiative is important. It's really just the game says clockwise turns, which makes me think like just do whatever you want. So what I like with initiative, and this system, let's do this so people know what we're doing. Hang on. Index, card, RPG, GM, cheat sheet is what we're doing today. And I really like this font. Adlam display. Adlam display. There we go. So this system really prioritizes flexibility, make it your own, take rules from other systems, and really do whatever you want, which is amazing. And for initiative, I like the way that Savage Worlds did it with drawing a card. But I think I'm gonna do a little twist to that. So we're gonna do, draw a card, add, optionally add dexterity stat. Which is going into, like, pulling from D&D 5e, which uses dexterity as an initiative bonus. So, I think I would like to try it that way and see how it goes. That could be an interesting way to do it. What if all of this was the same? Oh, font, no. Draw a card, option add, yeah. Then there's something called effort dice. We're gonna get into this. Dice. Dice are important. Let's turn the light on. Oh my gosh, we can see. So, taking a turn. There's different kinds of turns. Unless you spend your turn just talking or looking good, it'll take one of these 3 forms every single time. Not wanting to get used to this formula, you'll learn to master it, exploit it, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, let's say actions. Oh my gosh, actions. Free. Oh my gosh. Free action. Talking. Action only. Action only. Attack. Examine. Spell. Move near plus an action. I'm gonna say that's action plus move near. And then we need to get into movement. Because there's different kinds of movement. There's near, there's something else, and there's far. Well, can I type, please? So there's action plus move near, which seems pretty straightforward. Then there is move far, which is the only thing you can do on your turn. Move far. So those are all the different kinds of actions you can do. You're taking an action on your turn. Okay. Simple actions. Example of common actions. Some things are just cake. They take a moment of time, but no rolling is required when doing a simple action. Oh, okay. So we wouldn't call that a free action. We would call that a simple action. Simple action. I'm gonna remove the example because I don't want this to get cluttered. I think over time I'll just get the hang of what these mean. I'll also let me grab some sticky notes and we can make some sticky notes. Oh, goodness. I have these cute orange ones. We'll say oh, I want a darker pencil. That's like an artist pencil. Let's actually just use pen. If the pen will work. Actions. I'll also use scissors to cut these down. Actions. Awesome. So simple actions is like starting up engines on a starship, reeling cable on a small cargo hoist, fix the saddle to your trusty steed. Things that don't require a lot of skill. Checks. Instantaneous but uncertain actions require a single die roll. They either succeed or fail in a split second. When making a check, you might use your dexterity stat to leap over a fissure in the ice. Use your strength stat to shove. Okay. Attempts. Larger tasks can take time to complete. Attempts involve a d20 roll and rolling effort. Okay. So there's actions and then there's types of actions. Okay. Like, these are how the actions do, like, in a span of time. Then we have the mechanics of the actions. Type, oh my gosh. Types of actions. Simple. No dice. Just do. Checks. Single die roll. Roll plus stat. Okay. Attempts involve a d20 roll and rolling effort. Roll effort. We'll learn about that a little bit more. Target. Oh, this is the target number. Whether it's to roll an enemy, whether it's to hit an enemy, the difficulty of scouting in heavy fog, or the cryptic symbols of a dead language. In one scene, there is only one target, and all rolls must meet or beat that number to succeed. The target is usually somewhere between 10 and 18. GMs can find out more about setting and modifying targets on page 103. No matter what they're rolling, you'll need a few pieces of info. Usually you'll know these answers right away. This is a check or an attempt. Sometimes it's clear. And then the next two answers. What stat am I using to help my roll? Characters have a set of stats that describe their capability in different areas. Depending on what's being tried, you'll almost always get to add the value of one stat to your d20. What is a target? Every scene will have a number that's always in view. That's how difficult everything is in that scene. So, most things are a D20 roll. Let's say D20. Let's say 1 D20. We'll get to effort in a second. Let's do this. Roll to meet, beat, target number for scene. Okay, easy enough. Target, easy and hard. Most rolls you make will be against the target as it is shown. If a 14 is in view, you'll be rolling to meet or beat a 14 with a d20 plus 1 of your stats. Hi Folkish,
Welcome
how's
in
it going?
Folkish_.
Welcome in. How's your day going? Did you get some sleep? In the numerous possible situations of play, though, you will encounter rolls that are hard and easy. Okay. So... there's something called Target. Target. Not the store where white women shop. Set. What is it? Easy, hard for the scene. Yeah? If the target... Jam screens are great. Yeah! What type of TTRPGs have you played before? This is a brand new system to me that I'm trying out and learning while well, I mean, I've read it. I've read the core rules, and I've been reading the GM guide and the player guide. Slept well, nice. The target is 15 or higher. We'll be looking for ways to make things easy. Here are a few examples of how and why rolls can be easy. Good. I've been doing some laundry and dishes and exercises and read a book and had lunch and now we're here. Working on this finally. I've been thinking about doing this all week and I finally had the mental space in my brain to actually get cracking on it, so I'm pretty excited about that. Let's see. So, easy is, easy equals target, -3, and hard is target +3. Not many. D&D and Call of Cthulhu. I've heard of Call of Cthulhu a lot. I'm not familiar with it. Like, I've never played it. I've just heard of it. I've played D&D off and on since 10 years ago. I'm tired of the fantasy stuff, and I'm not really... I don't really care about the lore of Dungeons and Dragons. It's just not my thing. So I've been exploring other systems that are more setting agnostic. Where I can do like sci-fi or Wild West or noir or, you know, whatever else you can think of. And I tried a system called Savage Worlds. I ran a campaign last year using Savage Worlds in a Weird West setting. And the setting was interesting, but... Oh, I hear my husband's come home. I'm streaming.
Well, I can tell. I would assume you're streaming and not talking to yourself.
Tell me everything.
Hey, I'm a trained weather spotter now.
Do you have a certificate?
I have to print my card out. But yes.
Neat.
Neat.
He needs played with.
Okay.
I was playing with him in the living
I
room.
was gonna say, what have you been doing all day?
I was literally just telling you, I was playing with him in the living room. I was standing in the living room floor, and he's like there, like looking up at me and just pees on the rug.
I literally asked him when I walked in the door, so what'd you pee on today?
The rug. Just the bare rug. Then...
Just the bare rug?
yeah, the bare rug. Not even a pee mat. It did. So before I started streaming, I carried him out to the mulch, and he peed in the mulch. Then I sprayed Febreze everywhere after I cleaned up the pee. But that rug's gonna need deep cleaned washed when you have some free time.
When I have a spring break.
Basically, yeah.
Where we can haul it outside and put it in the garage when it's dry and...
You got a W in chat for being a weatherman.
Close.
He's so excited. He's such a weather nerd.
I mean, I did buy the game Outbreak. To chase tornadoes.
we both bought the game Outbreak to be tornado chasers in a video game.
That's pretty fun. It's entertaining.
He has ambitions to be a IRL storm chaser.
I gotta have something to do during the summer besides whatever you tell me. I can take him with me.
Besides that,
We can go on road trips together, just me and him. We'll leave you two at home.
well, I started working on my GM screen.
Oh my gosh, he just laid his head down on me. He hates you so much.
He does that to me all the time. He did lay against me while I read my Lore Olympus book.
Yeah.
After I did all my leg exercises this morning.
Did you just start streaming?
Yeah.
Okay.
23 minutes ago.
I'll stream after you.
After you play with him?
Yeah. Well, I'll play with him while you're streaming. Don't touch my dog.
Ah!
You just knocked over your light.
My camera! Oh, it's very top heavy. Yeah, you can watch and learn the system with me. With me and Focus.
I gotta play with him. Can't.
You play it on your phone like I do. Alright. Enough of that interruption. That was my husband. Normally he's coaching baseball, but they didn't have baseball practice today, so he went and took a weather spotting class. Because he's a nerd like that. Focus, do you do the DMing, or are you just a player? Oh, hi Rudy boy. We got a doggy nose in the camera. Rudy. There's the dog. Hi baby. I'm sorry. You're very delayed, by the way. I don't know how to help you with that. You might want to refresh. Seem very delayed. Maybe refresh. I've seen this happen with my streams before. Shrug. DM more than played. Interesting. That's cool. Anyway, so there's a target number for the scene. When a roll is hard, meet or beat a +3. Meets, beats. We're gonna do this.
Little traitor. I literally just had to go to the bathroom and he left me.
He ran right to me. There we go. There's the boy.
Didn't eat himself.
Okay. Hopefully. Repeat after me. I don't know what you should repeat after me. We'll see.
Bring that in here, come on.
Okay, that seems much better. I think the refresh did it. Okay. Alright. So, meets or beats, a hard roll is +3. Target +3. An easy roll is a target -3. I don't want to load this up with too many post-its, so I think just having the one there for actions is probably good enough. So when you pick up certain pieces of loot that assist you, or if a character is assisting you in doing an action, the roll becomes easy, so you get to reduce the target number by 3 when you make your roll. Basically. And then on the flip side, when things are hard, like you're trying to do double damage, something is particularly difficult, or if you're being, says if enemies or effects nearby are disrupting your focus or senses, you can make a roll hard, which is you add 3 to the target number. So I think that's simple enough. Okay. Oh, and then roll for effort. Okay. Roll for effort. Effort. So there's different kinds of dice you roll based on the effort needed or being used. Not only classified clear. Once you have made a successful attempt, on attempt success, roll for effort. Are you planning on printing this? Yeah. I'm gonna, so this is gonna be a 1-pager, and you can't really see. It's gonna be like a 1-pager, all fits easily on 1 page, and then, if you look at my camera, I have portions of this book. The book is 400 some pages, which includes everything. The core rules, the GM guide, the player guide, all the monsters, all the spells, and 5 different worlds to play in. Fantasy, sci-fi, Weird West, Ice Age, and superheroes. And little printable monsters and assets you can print out onto index cards. That's why this is called like an index card system. But I didn't want a 400-page tome to try and rifle through and figure out where everything is. So what I did was I printed out just the pages I wanted to look at for GMing during a session, and just put them into this 3-ring binder with tabs like this. And what I'm gonna do is on the back, like there's this film where you can slide in a piece of paper. I'm gonna slip my GM screen onto the back as my cheat sheet. So yes, it will be printed out and put in my binder. I'm actually gonna move this up here. Okay. So. When you are doing an attempt where effort is required, you are rolling a certain type of dice depending on what the effort is. Basic, which is a D4. It's been a while since I ran a game. Watching you makes me want to start making one. Yeah, do it! What kind of games do you like to run? Do you just do the fantasy stuff, or do you do other settings as well? I've only ever GM'd a one-shot with Esper Genesis, which is it's a sci-fi setting written to use 5e rules. I did a one-shot for my husband. It was like the first ever time that I ever GM'd, and I was so nervous. I would like to try it again, though, with some friends. And then the year-long campaign I did last year, it was a campaign book in the Weird West. And then this is my actual, like, second go-around at GMing something. And I've never used this system before, never played in it, never GM'd it. It's gonna be the first time, so we're gonna try it, and I'll probably try it in a one-shot or a short campaign, and we'll see how it goes. Mostly fantasy, but lately I've been looking into other stuff. Like what? I would be interested to know. So if you're only using your bare hands or your wits, roll a d4 after a successful attempt to do damage with a punch, bend bars with muscle, or take time to decipher a block of coded writing. Okay, so like it's not the unhanded. Unarmed. Like an unarmed strike. That makes sense. Weapon. Tools is a d6. Anytime you're using a standard ranged or melee weapon. Okay. Standard ranged or melee weapon to do damage, roll a d6. Also roll a d6 when using tools to accomplish a task, such as using a pry bar to open a jammed door, using bandages to cure a wound, or using a micro torch to seal a bulkhead hatch. Also, Folkish. The reason I picked this system is because I wanted to try something that was much more simple, like stripped down, pared down set of rules, because I just don't have space in my brain to learn more I don't have space in my brain to learn, like, to become a master of the rules of a system. Like, when I was running Savage Worlds, I was always having to look up all these different situational rules, and it was just, it really slowed down the pace of play when I kept having to look up how something worked during a battle where a certain circumstance happened. It was really frustrating. And I like, I have just so many other things going on. I have so many other hobbies, and I work full time, and it's just not, like, my primary focus to digest an entire rule system. Like, I mean, 5e is, like, they always say is, like, one of the simplest things, but I still don't want all of that in my head. To try to run during a session and, like, try to recall rules on the spot. It's just, it overwhelms me. So I picked out this system. I compared a few different ones, and I liked the way this one's put together to try out. And the core rules is like 20 pages. And the GM guide, I really enjoy the GM guide because there's so much good information on how to design your own sessions and, like, your own campaigns and scenes, like story architecture, and converting settings from other rule systems into this rule system, which is really interesting. So I don't know if you've heard of Humblewood, but it's like a woodland critter setting written for 5e. I was thinking, like, what if I take that and convert it into this system? And there's, like, information on how to do that. And I just really like how this book is put together. It's very streamlined to me.
Welcome
Hi,
in
Pedro.
Pedro Gonzalez Bootcoller.
Yeah, Folkish, if you're interested in following along with my journey with this, or even participating in a one-shot or a short campaign, feel free to join the Discord, !Discord. I'm a VIP when I don't remember when this happened. Sorry. I don't remember when that happened either. Congrats. Let's see. Let's see, guns. There are guns in this system, so that's cool. They're more deadly than other weapons, so you get to roll a d8. It's really good. I'm having a nice Saturday. Got some things done this morning, ate lunch, read a book, and now we're here. Getting this done, finally. Yeah. Magic and energy. Energy is a d10. Let's see. Firearms are deadly. Anytime you're using a gun to attack an enemy and do damage, roll a d8. Roll for magic, roll a d10 for effort when you're casting explosive magic or using arcane energy. Also roll a d10 for any weapon or effect that employs energy, such as particle beams, lasers, or plasma. Healing with power, that would also be a d10. Okay. Ultimate. Oh my gosh. What's ultimate? Ultimate. That's a d12. The almighty d12. When you roll a critical success on your attempt, a natural 20 on the d20 roll, you'll roll the type of effort above that fits and add a d12 on top of that roll. You have excelled at your attempt with ultimate results. Okay. Should do my programming assignment, then gotta go to work. Do your programming assignment! What's it about? Ultimate. Add... Well, let's do, plus 1 d12 on crit. On crit's, attempt. Okay, that makes sense. Woo! I did not save this. Whoa! Get down here. Hold on, let me save this real quick. In my documents. GM cheat sheet. Okay. Excellent. Okay, we're doing good. Okay, now something called hearts. So as you just noticed reading about effort dice, we'll be rolling against all kinds of tasks with effort, not just rolling damage. Anything that can't be accomplished in an instant will need effort to complete. Okay. Once you get your head around this, you'll see how versatile the system really is. How much effort do you need to complete a task or destroy an enemy? That is where hearts come in. Just like the classic video games of yesteryear, ICRPG uses hearts to show how many hit points an enemy has, or how much effort is needed to overcome a task. 1 heart is equal to 10 points of effort. Okay. So we call that like effort hearts. So we would call this like effort types. And then we have effort hearts. I'm doing all this like behind my head. Let's do this. I'll move it over so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. So we have effort hearts. 1 heart equals 10 points of effort. Hi, Muffin! Let me get that for you. I think you're... Are we over here? Hold on. Over here? There we go. How's it going, Muffin? Guess what, Muffin? Guess what? Guess what? Guess. Are you guessing? Have you guessed? I'm learning. Hi, Rosie's. Yes. No. I'm learning a new TTRPG rule system, and there are bennies. Sort of. They're called hero coins, but we'll get to that. Welcome in, Muffin and Rosie's. How's it going? I'm making a GM cheat sheet for this new system I'm learning. Okay. So 1 heart is equal to 10 points of effort or damage. So, damage and effort are the same thing. Some tasks require a certain amount of effort, and some enemies have like a certain number of damage that you need to take down their hit points to. Using a sword attacking a monster with 2 hearts, do 20 points of damage with a D20 weapon die to be victorious. Using a magical translation spell to decode 1 heart of ancient runes, you'll need to... Okay. So, let's just say, damage, effort equals damage, what else would be? Effort is also damage. Hit points. Whatever. Okay. let's see. Movement and distance. Okay, we started that over here. So for movements, there's near. Oh, there's close, near, and far. Close, near, and far. No movement needed. Near is move plus action, and then far is moving only on your turn. So it's basically like in D&D, when you want to, gosh, what's the word? It's not sprint. Dash. When you want to dash, you would take your movement and then you would do another action of movement. That's basically, you're moving far. We just say, you're moving far, okay, the only thing you're doing on your turn is moving. And this system is really designed to make the terminology just much more smooth and easy to understand. Like, close, near, and far. We don't need any numbers associated with that, like 25 movement speed or whatever. It's, are you close, are you near, or are you far? So this book describes near as being like 6 inches, which if I'm trying to like convert it backwards to Savage Worlds or to D&D, where a square is like an inch, which is like 5 feet. So 5 times 6 is like 36 or something. I don't know. I don't math in my head. Here, look, we'll do this. 5 times 6 is 30. So it's like 30 feet is near. We'll do like 6-ish inches. I'll do this. Make it short and sweet. There we go. Far. Well beyond near. Far takes you several seconds to run. The distance of a basic bow shot, as far as throwing a baseball, or a very challenging pistol shot. That was something that really bogged down the Savage World system for me, was measuring things and then figuring out how much damage your gun did based on how close you were, and then being confused on like, well, is it talking about inches? Is it talking about feet? Is it talking about yards? Because that system uses all of those measurements, and it was so frustrating. Which is why I'm now looking at this system, which makes things just real simple. Okay, there's also... Okay, let's talk about movement / range, because this is also range. Out of range. Beyond far, as you play out a scene, is a distance you can't reach in one turn of movement. Can't reach in one turn. Okay. Yeah, and this book says it isn't about exact measurements. It's about what is thematically within reach of your character. So it's taking, like... It's prioritizing, I would say, like, narrative flow of play versus getting out your measuring stick. Kind of thing. Okay, so then there is time. When a player takes the stage for a few brief seconds, moving and doing a few rolls, that is 1 turn. Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna move this over We're gonna be very freeform about this. Look. Time. Turn. Oh my gosh. Can you stop underlining? Jiminy Christmas. A turn is 10 to 20 seconds of action. Round is when every player at the table, including the GM, has taken a turn, that is 1 round. All players plus GM have turned. Rounds are often used to measure lasting effects, countdowns, or other things that last more than a few seconds. Oh, we're over here. A round is something like a minute in the game world, even if it takes longer to play. Okay. 1 minute of action. Okay. Freeform. Okay, so that's just like we're not in an initiative type of situation. That's fine. Oh, dying. There's a dying system that's interesting. Where'd go? There we go. Okay. Dying. So, when you reach 0 hit points, 0 hit points, means unconscious. At that instant, your character drops unconscious. All spells or effects that you are creating vanish, and you're bleeding out fast. The clock is ticking on your life. Roll for dying. Next turn, after you drop to 0, roll a d4. 1d4, number of rounds till dead. So your character will need help or a miracle. Without help, miracle. Okay. And then, on each of your turns while you're dying, you get a very narrow chance to miraculously regain consciousness. Roll a d20. Okay. On each, during each unconscious turn, 1d20. Nat 20 gives, nat 20 equals +1 hit point. Okay? If all your dying rounds pass, no one helps you, and you can't roll a miracle, you are dead. So, a player just has to help you. One last thing. You take so much damage in one cataclysmic instant to reduce your character to -20. You are blown to bits. You're just missed in memories. Okay. Damage equals -20 hit points. Ow! Rude! Damage -20 hit points equals blown to bits / misted. It's like a sack of potatoes, it feels like when that hits, man. Okay. Recovery. It's on the next page. Recovery from getting smacked with a plushie. Ooh. How's your day, Muffin? I don't think you told me. Let me scroll up. I think you just said chicken butt. And yee. Recovery. Okay, I want... This can come over here. We need more room. We need this. Let's see, round. All players plus GM have turned 1 minute of action. Sleep okay? Oh, so it was like 2 o'clock, I think. When it's been really warm the past like 24 hours. Much warmer than usual. And it was really warm overnight. And I just woke up. Nerd said too, he said he woke up a couple times overnight. We're just like sweating and hot. It was just, I had too many blankets on for how warm it was overnight. So I kind of dozed in and out for another couple hours. So, it was enough. I don't feel like I'm dying. As long as I get more than 4 hours, I don't feel like I'm dying. So that's good. I always go to bed early, so that helps. Recovery. Just part of dying. Oh, it's down here. Recovery. At any time during play, sacrifice your turn to pause, regain your breath, bind a few cuts, and recover your gusto. To do so, take a d20 plus your con stat, meet or beat the current target. If you can do so, oh my goodness. So recovery is like a recover action. I'm gonna include that under the actions category. Recover. D1 D20 plus con. Which is to meet or beat the scene target, and which grants, let's see. Whoa! What happened? What happened? What am I doing? That is plus 1 plus con hit points. We'll see if this makes sense when I run this in like 3 months. So if you take a recover action, you do a 1d20 plus your con stat to meet the target of the scene. On a success, your hit points increase by 1 plus con. Let's do this. HP plus 1 plus con. Okay? Now, if you're unconscious and bleeding out, counting down precious dying rounds, you need help. If an ally can reach you and make a successful roll with int or whiz stats. Okay, so that's gonna go under dying. Help. Oh, well, let's, because it is also, or is it, we call that an attempt? Let's do it under actions. I think it's also considered, let me go back to effort. So, for effort, it's rolling one of these dice. Does any of these talk about using bandages to cure a wound? But this says, either through magical means or medical, like bandages. Okay. So that is using effort to roll either a d10 of magic healing or a d6 of using a tool like bandages. Or you can do let's say this is dying help as an action. You would do 1d20? It doesn't say a d20. Oh, no, it does. No, wait. No, it doesn't. Stabilize a fallen ally by touching them and make an int or whiz roll. Oh, it's a check. I think it's check. Which is also just a d20. d20 plus int or whiz. Attempt, roll, effort, die. Yes. Roll effort die toward effort hearts. Effort HP? Let's say effort hearts. Okay, makes sense. What else? So for dying, let's review dying. So when you drop to 0 hit points, you fall unconscious, you roll a d4, that's how many rounds it's going to take for you to completely die, unless a player spends their action helping by rolling a d20 plus their int or whiz, or you roll a miracle, because on every subsequent turn during your dying phase, during your dying rounds, you roll 1d20. If you roll a nat 20, you have miraculously regained 1 hit point and is no longer unconscious. If somehow you receive damage of -20 or more, you are blown to bits and or misted, and you're donezo. There's no coming back from that. If at any point during rounds you can spend your turn trying to recover hit points by rolling 1d20 as a check, rolling 1d20 plus con. If you succeed against the target number of the scene, you gain hit points of 1 plus your con stat. That's how that works. I am gonna put a post-it note on death and healing so that we can remember. As we can refer back as needed. Healing. And death. Ooh. We're gonna put that right here. Tabbed. Okay. Hero coin. This is what this system calls bennies. I'm gonna delete this. And we're gonna do hero coin. Okay. Here are the rules for the coveted hero coin. Using your hero coin, GM grants 1 hero coin per player, right? You can only have 1 hero coin at a time. Only 1 at a time. Allows, spend to re-roll any die. Re-roll any roll. Can give to another player. So unlike Savage Worlds where you start every session with 3 bennies and then the GM can give bennies, you start with nothing, and if I like you, I'll give you a hero coin. Okay. So here's a trial scenario to kind of give you a rundown of how the system works. And that's the end. That's it. That's all the rules. Let's take a look at the GM guide. Just to see if there's anything in here. Because I think this is more of like how to build your scenes. Bob's the uncle, yeah? What? When to roll hard, when to roll easy. The examples are good. Let's do a little note on that. Hard, easy, rolls. Just so I can refer to it quickly if I need to, for examples. Why are you doing that? Freak. The only roll happening at the table that doesn't use a target is monsters attacking player characters. In that case, roll your monster's strength or dex bonus on a d20. Okay, what? Um... The pop-up was annoying me, but I turned off auto-renew a few weeks ago. Okay. Pop-up was annoying you. When players are smoothly using the target, hard, and easy roll callouts from the GM and so on, it's time to put them on edge by escalating the target. This means you reach out to that big D20 and change it to a higher number. Do this when they move to the next encounter, the weather blasts in, or an enemy... Okay. The only roll happening at the table that doesn't use the target is monsters attacking player characters. In that case, roll your monster's strength or dex bonus on a D20 against player defense. Okay, we still have to go through, like, character sheet mechanics and what the character sheet looks like. So let's do this. Monsters. Monsters is strength. Oh my gosh, stop turning caps lock on. Strength or dex. Oh, it's 1d20. 1d20 plus strength or dex to player's defense. I'm not quite sure what that means. All other enemy checks are against the target as normal. Using player defense as to hit target gives players a detail that makes them stand out in the game and lets them upgrade over time. Okay. Monsters on attack all other checks against, oh my gosh, I can't type, against target number. Okay, that makes sense. Using hearts. So, is everything just one heart? It's an effort. No, knowing when to raise or reduce hearts on your foes and challenges is a key piece of challenge escalation. Just like the target, when you escalate challenges, enemies, or tasks from 1 heart to 2, players take notice. Okay, I think that's fine. Failed attempt, no effort made. Successful attempt, halfway. Crit success, done instantly. Simpler effort. Many times even 1 heart can seem like too much effort or too much detail for tasks. Remember that using hearts on tasks is a way to delay completion of a desired action, and delays aren't always fun. Use a 3-part system to speed things up. Okay, using initiative and turns. My only players in. I think we already went over that. Giving rewards, hero coins, milestone rewards. Oh, this game uses loot as rewards and milestones. Each class is a collection of these loot-based upgrades. Player turns. Okay. let's do this. Rewards. Loot. Or milestone. And then every other session or so. Dynamic dice. What does that mean? This method has each player tracking their own status with a sort of timer and modifying their rolls with it. Battle Fury. Oh, right. Let's call this Dynamic Dice. There's Battle Fury, which means you roll 3 and never seemed. It's like if you keep failing over and over again. If you fail like 6 times in a row, what does it say? Using Battle Fury, a player places a d6 near his sheet. For each missed roll, the die is increased by 1. That amount is added to the next d20 roll until a success is made. It then resets to 1. Battle Fury will give multiple failures a +6 maximum and break the slump. For extra fun, this die can inform descriptions and flavor of how the character overcomes his bad streak with a howl of fury. So this is like optional. It's not part of the core rules. I don't even know if we'll do that. Let's just keep things simple for now. Spell burn. Some spellcasters really work this system. They cast over and over, and it can make the game feel odd or transparent. If it fits your story, place a spell burn die on this player. So it's kind of like spell slots, I think. I think we'll skip this for now, but I might incorporate it into games in the future if it makes sense, which is the way it's designed. Plugin, story architecture. And this is just kind of like how to design your sessions and your maps, which is really cool. Using cards as dice, chosen targets. Okay. You've already learned about how to consolidate roles. How hard do I make this stuff? The chosen targets narrow down your choices as GM. Employs numeric distinction to clear the mud on numbers in general. You no longer need to choose a number between 10 and 20 for your encounter target. Okay, so that's gonna be over here. Let's move this down here. For targets, so it's like setting a target number. 10 equals easy. 15 equals rough, experienced. Let's say challenging. 18 equals brutal. Okay. That's a good way to think about it. I like this because when I've tried to put my head around trying to GM like D&D, I'm like, what should I make the difficulty number? And like, I wanted something to tell me what the number should be for something. And this breaks it down in a way that's simple for me to understand. Target damage. Choosing 1 or 4 targets for your scene or encounter, you're ready to breathe a little bit more life and you gain target damage. This is a term used to describe how players can reduce the current target, making every roll they make a bit easier. Some of the abilities in this rule set directly mention how a player can inflict target damage. You can also work from custom cases that fit your scene. Okay, the catacomb tunnels are dark and cramped, so you choose a target of 15. But a torch held by the heroes reduces that target by 1. Now they're rolling against a 14, just barely able to see into the shadows. Okay. Reduce, increase, as scenario plays out. Like a dynamic target. See the target as dynamic, even allowing the environment or enemies to increase or even randomize the target with volatile, quakes, bad visibility, wind, smoke, or fear. That's interesting. I like that. Target examples. Tremors, magma rock, psychic disruption, swarm as target. Interesting. Next level timers. The impact of timers on the tabletop community has been huge. Innovative timers. Turn timers. So, I think this is talking about, like, oh, the room is on fire and there's a timer of, in this many rounds, you're going to be engulfed in flames or something. So we can incorporate timers. Time and timers. Hello. Timers would go under time. Timers. Number of rounds till something happens. Yeah. Let's put a note. Let's put a little sticky on this one. Timers. Okay. And then... no, I think that's fine. Calling for defense rolls. One of your best tools here is the defense roll. This stat won't have much excitement without a GM who embraces it. The purpose of this new accent is to give well-armored characters a reward for their precious character creation points. All too often, GMs use a dex roll when some devastating effect sweeps across the field. Roll dex to avoid the wall of fire. With defense, dex is no longer the key stat for avoiding large area effects. Dwarves rejoice. Defense is especially handy when an effect cannot be evaded. Who can just simply take it and still stand? Here are some examples of using defense in play. Okay. That's fine. Damaging defenses. Let's put a note on defenses. Defense. Defense. That's like environmental stuff. I like that. Vehicles. I don't care about vehicles right now. Horror mode. Adding horror to your games is a delicate dance for any GM. It is a mix of atmosphere, terrible themes, and revelations. The loss of one's sanity And worst of all, glimpses of the vast, uncaring infinity of the cosmos. Let's start with sanity. Ooh. I could see that being useful in a Ice Age type setting, I think. With all the different monsters that could be out there. Or I'll skip it for now. Every good horror game has an insanity mechanic. In many ways, counting these points as they tick. I'll just wait and see if the world setting I'm gonna try uses that kind of feature. Adventure building, scenes and bullets, making maps. And that's the end of the GM guide. Oh my gosh. My sticky, jellified sheet. Got jelly on it. Let's see. I think we'll do player stuff when I actually get started with, like, maybe I'll make, like, an example character sometime. On a different stream. We'll, like, make a character, practice making a character, and seeing how that works. I think that'll be a good idea. And then I'll have, like, an example to give to my future players when we start preparing for a campaign. So with that done, let's hide this camera and kind of organize our page here. In a way that makes sense. So we're gonna start with initiative. Sanity. Maybe in a future game. Let's see. Let's move hero coin down here. Let's see. I like... Oh. This. Target. Ah! You come over here for a second. Or put movement up here, because that's like a type of action. It can go up here. Then target, and then can we fit time in here? Ah! So monsters, rewards. And we'll put dying over here. Nobody's gonna die. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Then I've got some room to make other notes if I come up with something. But there's the basics of how this system works. I'll go through the book one more time at some point and just see if there's anything else I want to put in here. Maybe I'll put in cute pictures or something to fill these empty spaces. Or maybe we'll come up with something during, like, while looking through the player guide to fill in some of these blank spaces, but I think this is pretty good. Hi, Moldy. I've just about wrapped up, and no one's claimed first. Just kidding. I've kind of finished what I wanted to do. Let's see what you got. Some leaves, some more leaves, and a mater. Congrats. I think I've reached the limit of what I want to do today. And we'll come back to do the player sheet another time. And we will now raid out. I'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Time with some fellas to play a board game called Distilled. So that'll be fun. Look forward to that. What else am I gonna do today? I'm gonna probably do some cleaning and cuddle dogs. Yeah. Maybe figure out dinner. I think it's done raining. It might rain some more. Let's see who's out there. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me. I appreciate it, as always. We've got... Oh! Nerd's on doing Tailspire, so why don't we go over there? He did say he was gonna stream. So let's go see what Nerd's working on in Tailspire. Thank you for being here. I'll talk to you later.